After a rash of massive data breaches in the last few years, organizations of all shapes and sizes are realizing the need for employee security awareness training. The general consensus is that humans need to be reinforced with education in order to limit the number of security incidents, and executives and C-level personnel are not excluded from this need for education. Security awareness training goes well beyond checking the compliance box and filing the appropriate papers to avoid legal issues. Information security is a people issue, and that includes all people. Here are 4 reasons for executives at all levels to participate in their company's security awareness programs. To lead by example. Do as I say, not as I do is definitely a poor way to run any awareness program or enforce any policies. We get that you, the executive, have a lot of responsibility and therefore not a lot of time. So squeezing in training is far down on the list, or perhaps not on the list at all. But the irony is that cyber criminals are counting on you not having a lot of time. Busy, productive people tend to react quickly. Those reflexes play right into the hands of social engineers. The fact is, collaboration within security awareness programs is one of the best ways to ensure their success. Working together, learning together, creates a culture of resilient human firewalls who grow together. Executives who routinely participate in awareness programs send a message that says, "If you've got to do it, so should I," thereby minimizing the resistance which many programs face when it comes to required training. Execs are a top target. The economy of cybercrime is built on access. Whether we're talking access to financial accounts, trade secrets, or personally identifiable information, the keepers of the keys hold the most power and are therefore perceived to be the most valuable targets. This is where the term whale fishing comes from. Whale fishers specifically target high-profile individuals at large corporations who have the most influence, the greatest access to information, and unquestionable power to approve access to money or data. The bad guys go after these big fish. It makes sense that cybercriminals would target those with the highest access. It might also seem that those at the top are more insulated or protected, but savvy bad guys have learned this is not always the case. Whale phishing campaigns are much more sophisticated than standard run-of-the-mill phishing attacks. They are designed with busy executives in mind. All the more reason for upper management and even the top execs to participate in regular awareness training. Because the learning process never stops. There is no such thing as one-and-done education. Even doctors still study long after they open their own practices. Why? Because information changes, processes change, and humans forget. A continuous learning cycle is the best way to build up your organization's defenses against cybercrime. The learning must never stop. In addition to yearly compliance training, it's important to reestablish policies and modify current procedures to fit the ever-changing landscape of cyber attacks. And who better to lead that charge than you, the executives and upper-level managers in charge? Furthermore, regular participation is the only way to curb old habits, which have a tendency to stick around despite our best efforts. Remember, it's all about changing behavior. The stakes are higher for execs than anyone else. Nothing gets a boardroom talking like a CEO losing his or her job because of a massive data breach. The most common reaction is to throw the task of setting up and running an awareness program on the plate of someone who has no time, no experience, no real authority, and few resources. The responsibility to be cyber smart falls on every individual, to be sure. But when the when, not if, happens, the blame will fall at the feet of those in charge, you. Consequences can range from embarrassment to dismissal, with a few lawyers along the way. So, like everyone else, you need to consider what's at stake for you, your organization, and your employees. Have you ever heard this Warren Buffett quote? "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." If you think about it like that, you'll do things differently. Replace 5 minutes with 1 click, and you have every C-level's worst security nightmare. Help safeguard your organization's data and reputation by embracing the awareness program and encouraging participation from top to bottom.